If you're a modern day computer user, you've definitely seen one of these. This is a strange combination of USB 2, USB 3.1, USB 3.2, Thunderbolt 3, and Thunderbolt 4, and now USB 4. And this confusion can be a huge mess because all of these connectors look the same, but they're very different. Today we're going to dive into the primary differences between USB-C and Thunderbolt as a way to help clear up some of the confusion. Once you get into streaming, you'll find that you need to use what is known as some modern high-speed connectors. The industry tried to give us a more simplified universal connector known as the USB-C connector. What that would allow us to do is plug in no matter which way the cable was oriented. Well, in order to bring that forward with the new speed requirements of some of the devices that came out, they moved that standard up to USB 3.2 and then later Thunderbolt 3 and now Thunderbolt 4/USB 4. And there's some primary differences that gets people confused. And I guess it's all because all the connectors look the same, all the ports look the same, and some of that confusion can lead you to make sort of improper buying decisions, and you'll find there's a lot of returns and try agains when it comes to the combination of USB-C oriented devices plus Thunderbolt 4 oriented devices. Today we're going to dive into that, and I'm going to give you a chart that will kind of sort of help you out. Let's take a look at it. Here you will see the primary differences between USB 3.1, which also covers USB 3.2, and Thunderbolt 3, which also covers Thunderbolt 4 primarily. There's some minor changes, but we won't dig that deep. This is the grand overview, and this will help you out a lot. So USB 3.1 runs at 10 gigabytes per second, whereas the Thunderbolt connectivity runs at 40. The primary difference between 3 and 4 is always 40. USB-C 3.1/3.2 can handle one 4K display, whereas Thunderbolt 3/4 can handle two 4K displays. Actually, 4 will go all the way up to 8K. USB 3.1 will deliver 100 watts of power delivery, and so will Thunderbolt 3 and 4. So that one's not that big a deal, but you will find out on most USB 3.1 and USB 3.2 devices, most of them tend to stop at around 67 watts, whereas most of your Thunderbolt 3.4 devices will start at like 100 watts. So that's kind of a big deal. And then the last thing is the data that can be passed through these cables is primarily standard USB information and DisplayPort. DisplayPort is a connectivity that we use in order to connect monitors. Whereas with Thunderbolt 3 and Thunderbolt 4, you can pass things that work on the Thunderbolt bus, which is kind of like USB on steroids. As you can already tell from the speed, it's roughly 4x faster. So therefore you can do bigger displays, bigger data management. This is really good for video editing and the like. Then there's the PCI Express, mostly used for sound cards and external GPUs. And then there's DisplayPort and USB Super Speed. So using this chart, you'll understand if you have a modern Mac, say, you're going to want to probably buy Thunderbolt ports and Thunderbolt docks whenever possible because they're far more capable. They're much faster, much stronger, much more robust, and can handle more power. A lot of people misconstrue this and they buy lower wattage, lower power adapters because, well, the Amazon link said it has 15-in-1 connectors. A lot of times you can't use all 15 of those because if you plug more than one thing in a single side, it will lose power and no longer work. Yeah, so again, the industry tried to help you out and make everything look similar as a way of making it easier to plug things in and to add to compatibility. Now, here's what you need to know. All Thunderbolt 3 and 4 cables are USB-C cables, but not all USB-C cables are Thunderbolt 3 or 4 cables. And that's the primary difference. Technically, USB-C just means the shape of the cable. What goes inside that cable can range from USB 2.0, USB 3, USB 3.1, USB 3.2, Thunderbolt 3, Thunderbolt 4, and now USB 4. Now, in some of those, you'll see USB SS. That simply means super speed, and that normally means it's a 10 gigabyte per second or faster, upwards to 40 gigabytes per second, whereas your standard USB connector will probably be about 5 gigabytes per second. I know, it's a lot to take in. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please drop that in the description below and we'll do our best to help you. But hopefully this primer has taken you a little bit further in understanding the primary difference between this mess. Watch the video that's coming up next so you can learn more.